Hi there, Diane Evans here with StampinWithDiane.com. I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. So today what I want to do is I want to show you how to make this joy card. And what it's using is, this is the joy card. And what it's using is some of the Always Dies from the mini catalog, the True Love Designer Series paper, and then we're incorporating something from the annual catalog as well, which is Last a Lifetime. So many times when you see these heart type dies and everything else, you think of just Valentine's Day. Well, you can use any of those types of things for wedding cards. So I want to show you how I went about to make this card. So I've got my paper already cut here. So to do this joyful card, and I'm going to leave this part out because I want you to see a certain part of that. So I've got a piece of basic white, and it's a thick basic white that I'm using. And this piece happens to be at 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I've scored it at 3 inches. So I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to come in with my bone folder and just give a really good score. With these Z-fold and Joyfold cards, you want to make sure that you've got a really good score line there. Now on my second piece that I have here, which is basic white, and it's also thick whisper white, it's 3 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I've scored it at 4 inches here. So I'm just going to go in, and I'm also going to score that up really good. And it looks like I did it a little uneven, so we just want to make sure that I get it good and even. There we go. Just going to move this out of the way for now. So we've got a tiny, we're really not doing much stamping on this at all. So the only stamping that I'm really doing is what's on the inside of the card, and also what is on the banner here as well. So I'm doing this to the new Mr. and Mrs. And what I've done is I've used Memento ink, and I'm going to just ink that up, and I'm hoping that I can get this good and dark. And it looks like I did re-ink this particular one, and I'm just going to go in and stamp that. Oh, that's nice. And then we are also going to go in, because this piece here is going to go, it's going to go like this. So what I want to do is I want to stamp in here, I want to stamp the inside sentiment on there. So on my one here is sending you our very best wishes, could be sending all my love, or may the memories of today last a lifetime. This is going to be for a wedding card. So I'm going to have that so let's just ink that up. And it's going on this particular side. Now, good heavens, if I don't have this straight, I'm going to be very upset. Yep, that's pretty good. So I'm just going to stamp that up again. And when I line up my stamps, I tend to line my stamps on my blocks so that they're even on my blocks, so that I can use the up and down part on there. See that? Now that didn't make much sense. So when I line my block up, and when I test my block, I always line up the bottom of my my paper and stamp that way. And if it's straight that way, then I know it's going to go straight onto my card. And that's just the way I've always done that type of stuff. Okay, so now we're using some of this designer series paper. So I happen to be using this pattern, which is on the back of this pattern. And I'm going to layer that onto my card base. Now there's no right or wrong direction on the back side of this. So I'm going to put that in here. Now I'm going to bring in my paper piercing mat just so that I've got something to line this paper up on. Just like that. And then the part that goes on, oops, I got some of my gold leafing there. The part that goes on here is this part here. So it's going to come across like so. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick this part on as well. I'm going to put 3 strips of the Stampin' Seal. So I want to make sure. Now, the way I put this on is I go in and I am going to line this up. So, just like there. I probably should have put that black piece on. Now I also have a piece of basic black, and this one happens to be 2 3/4 by 4, and that's going to go right here. This is a relatively simple card. It there we go there. And now I have on here, this is Designer Series paper, and that's this Designer Series paper. And what I've done is I've gone to cut out. I've got flowers to cut out here. I've got a flower that's going here, and I should have another flower as well. All right, so this flower here I've got in the center. So I'm actually just going to put that just down like so. Actually, if I put that on there first, I could have cut it out after. So that might have been the route to go. So let me just lift that up. Just going to put some glue on here. Going to have this part just go like here. And then I'm going to cut off the excess. Now I should have done that ahead of time. This card, it's funny, when I designed this card, I have to say I designed it almost a month ago. So, so I'm just going to go in here, turn this part off. Now, I did leave one of these flowers not colored because I'm going to show you how I did the coloring on here. So let's just bring that across there. Make sure that that's even. There we go. All right. So that's our inside of our card. This goes like this. Now what I'm going to do is I am bringing in and I'm going to put this part of the card is going to go up like this. And I'm going to pop that up off of the card. So let me just come in with my dimensionals. Got to use lots of dimensionals on this part. This flower is so pretty. Now you could use, there's a bunch of different ones, just different florals that you could use. You could use this floral as well, or you could use this floral. This one just is, I wanted that big bold floral on there. So that's why I used this particular one. And I'm going to put one more in the middle. And before I stick this on, I'm going to make sure that I've got my other one colored and in position first, because that one's going to go over here. Now, I have colored this in Rococo Rose, the light and the dark. This is retiring at the end of, or the beginning of June, end of May, beginning of June. This one was also colored with Mossy Meadow. Now, this also, I just want to go in and I'm taking the brush tip and I'm just quickly going around here. Now, I like the artsy look where there's bits of white also left in there. So let me just color this. It's when I go in and color with the dark that you'll see where I start leaving different, the white in there. Now, I'm just going in with my dark, and I'm using the bullet end on this particular one. And Stampin' Up gives excellent ways of where it can be colored. But you see where there's white left in there? I like that look, and that's the same way I did the leaves as well. I didn't want it to be all even. So now I'm just going to go back in, and I'm going to go in circles, because that's how you get it to blend. But I'm leaving some white, so it's not colored to perfection. And I like that look. It's a new look that's out there. Now I'm also going to come in with some So Saffron, and not a lot, and I'm just going to put that on the inside of this cup, this one here. All right, so now I can go in, and I am going to put this flower, is going to go about like that. So I'm going to come in with my glue. And see, I did this one right this time, because I'm going to trim it first and then do it. Okay, so that's there. And then I'm just going to come to the back, and we're just going to trim this piece off. Just like that. And then I'm going to come and pop this off. I don't even know where my take your pick tool went. Well, I'll just come and take this off. Do have issues taking these off. All right. And then I can put this up here. There. And now with this piece here, I'm just going to go and cut this out. Again, it's kind of a fussy cutting, but a free hand sort of fussy cutting. All the measurements for this particular card will be, you can get from a link to this blog post, and that will be down below. If you've never subscribed to my video channel, make sure that you do subscribe to my video channel and hit the bell button, and every time you do that, you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. But yeah, if you do that. Now, this banner is amazing, and it's from that particular suite. And there's score lines on here. So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to fold along those score lines. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put glue on here. I'm going to put so it goes this way. And I want to put glue on this part and glue on this part. And I want to put that down like so. But when I put it down, I want it to so that it's going to lie flat when it's closed. So that's why I put it down, held it down like that, and then this can pop up now once it's dry. So I'm just going to let that have a bit of a dry. Just going to hold on to that. And now this to the new Mr. and Mrs. can go on there. And I'm going to actually glue that so that it goes with the flow of the banner. See, that's going to go down flat. So that's going to just go like this. And then when this pops up, that's going to pop up like that too. So we're just going to hold that down for a bit. Don't you just love it when you can use one sweet to another sweet, right? So this is going to give us, comes open like so. Now, it definitely needs to have some embellishments on there. So I'm bringing in my pearls, which I just had here. Oh my goodness. You can tell I was playing with gilded leaves. So I have 3 pearls, and I'm going to use the big pearls. These ones are kind of like those pastel pearls. They're the same pearls, but the pastel pearls at least are different colors. But I wanted this to match my card. So I'm going in with my dark Rococo Rose, and I'm just coloring my pearls. Now, one hint, when you go to color your pearls, is don't keep coloring too much on it, because what happens is it takes the shine off of your pearls, and you don't want that to happen, right? So now that should be good and dry at that point. Now I'm just going to come in and we are going to lift up. One here, another one here. I don't have my take your pick tool, and if I had that, that's what I'd be using right now. One there. Doesn't that just beautiful how that comes off? And now we'll just take this one and put that down here as well. All right, so like I said, if you've never subscribed before, make sure that you do subscribe to my video, my YouTube channel below. If you and also if you have any questions, ask those questions on my YouTube. I do go in there periodically. Also, another thing, if you did like that, give me the thumbs up. Also, if you do live in Canada and you do not have a Canadian demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. I have a very generous reward program that you can check out on my blog with my rewards on there. And also I give out tutorials each and every month if you use the host code. So by using the host code, you qualify for free tutorials from me. And I do have a couple of free tutorials as well. So I hope you like that, and have a great day. Bye for now.